Hey everyone, welcome to the show's Trump attorney and co-defendant, also Borat 2 star, I would say. Rudy Giuliani has lost his defamation lawsuit, or the defamation lawsuit that was filed against him by Georgia election workers Ruby Freeman and Shaye. As you all remember, I'm sure Giuliani had all but admitted his guilt recently. He filed in court saying, yeah, I did it, but, freedom of speech. Well, that wasn't what caused the judge to rule in favor of Freeman and Moss. As I previously mentioned, Giuliani repeatedly failed to turn over discovery items, even when he was threatened by the court and he was hit with sanctions. Well, U.S. District Judge Beryl Howell just had enough of his games, and she issued a default judgment against him. It was a scathing 57-page ruling, and Judge Howell wrote that Giuliani was, quote, donning a cloak of victimization. And she said, quote, rather than simply play by the rules designed to promote a discovery process necessary to reach a fair decision on the merits of the plaintiff's claims, Giuliani has bemoaned plaintiff's efforts to secure his compliance as punishment by process. The judge also noted that what Giuliani has turned over is, quote, largely a single page of communication, blobs of indecipherable data, a sliver of the financial documents required to be produced, and a declaration and two stipulations from Giuliani, who indicates in the latter stipulation his preference to concede plaintiff's claims rather than produce discovery in this case. And then Judge Howell added, quote, perhaps he has made the calculation that his overall litigation risks are minimized by not complying with his discovery obligations in this case. Whatever the reason, obligations are case-specific, and withholding required discovery in this case has consequences. And then the judge threw in a little shade regarding Donald Trump and Giuliani's alleged election crimes. She wrote, quote, just as taking shortcuts to win an election carries risks, even potential criminal liability, bypassing the discovery process carries serious sanctions. Now, of course, Giuliani's attorney is blaming the, quote, weaponization of the justice system for this ruling, but he has had, I believe, an entire year to turn over this evidence. And he keeps claiming he doesn't have information because the FBI seized his cell phone and everything else. But the FBI didn't seize his emails, right? They seized his device. They seized his phone. They didn't seize his emails. You can log into your emails anywhere. And they didn't seize his financial documents that were requested by the plaintiffs in the court. And Giuliani keeps saying, well, I can't pay the document hosting company. It's a company called Trust Point One. And apparently they have all of his documents on their system in digital form. Well, he owes them $300,000, and so he can't access these documents electronically unless he pays them. But I would like to point out, he arrived at his Fulton County booking on a private plane. So you're telling me this guy is so broke, right? He can't afford to turn over these documents or access these documents, but he can afford to fly on a private jet down to Georgia instead of sitting in coach like the rest of us. So anyway, there will be a trial to determine how much Giuliani owes in damages. So that's going to take place either later this year or early in 2024, according to the judge. She hasn't set the date yet, but some estimate he might owe Freeman and Moss millions of dollars. You know, they were the subject of death threats. Their lives were completely destroyed. They had to flee their homes. They deserve it. They deserve it. I hope these two women never have to worry about money again for all of the hell that they've been through because of lies, because one child of a man could not admit that he lost the election, because Donald Trump threw a Trumper tantrum and couldn't just say, yes, I lost. He had to make up a whole story, turn the entire country upside down, and turn his supporters into a rabid mob of domestic terrorists who went after anyone and anyone that they pointed at without any evidence or falsified evidence. So, yeah. I hope they get a judgment for millions. I don't know if they're going to get it out of him at this point because he owes so many different people, but I guess we'll see. All right, guys, thank you all so much for watching and listening. Please like this video, share it with others, become a subscriber if you have not already, become a donor if possible, or leave a tip or a super thanks, depending on what platform you're on. Love you all. Take care. Talk with you soon.